Hi guys, I'm Mrs. Weber. I'm a kindergarten teacher at Mayflower Mill, and today I'm going to be helping you with your workbook pages. All right, so you should have your workbook out, and you should be on day 4, the number 4 here. And remember, each time we do a sheet, we're going to put a check on the star to show that we did it. These are the pages we're going to do today. Let's start with our first page. Today, we're going to be learning about a new letter. This letter is the letter D. D says D, D, D. You try it. D, D, D. And remember, with all of our letters, we have 2 kinds, capital or uppercase and lowercase. Let's start with our capital D. You're going to pick up your pencil or a marker or a crayon, and you're going to write the letter D. D says D, D, D. All right, let's start up at the star, and you're going to go down to the bottom, back to the star, give it a big hump. That's the letter D. D, D, D. Remember, we always start our letters at the top. That's why that star is there to show you where to start. Let's try it again. Down, pick up your marker, back to the top, give it a hump. D says D, D. You're going to do all of the D's in that row, all of the capital D's. Now let's go to lowercase d. Lowercase d is a little trickier. If I cover up this part, what letter does it look like? Yeah, A. And you've already learned that. So it's just like making the letter A, except it has a really tall stick. Now you might notice that the star doesn't start up here because D is written a little bit differently. We have to start it like a letter A. So I'm going to start on the star, curve around. When I get here, I'm going to go all the way to the top. Up tall, 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 and then straight back down. It's one of the trickiest letters to make. I bet you did a good job. It's lowercase d. D says D, D. Let's try another one. Remember, start on the star, curve around, up, tall, 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 and straight down. D says D, D. Let's keep going. Start on the star, around, up, tall, 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 and straight down. D, D. You finish the last one by yourself. And then remember, you're going to do the same thing down here. Capital D, lowercase d. D says D, D, D. Then you're going to think about that beginning sound, D, and find the pictures that start with that sound. Let's see what the pictures are today. Snowman, dog. The dog is in a dog house. Dragon, lion, and drink. Use your crayons or markers to color the pictures that have that D, D sound at the beginning. Good job! We've got our first one done, so don't forget to check it off on your list. Let's see what's next. Oh, next we're going to talk about rhyming. Remember, rhyming words are those words that have the same endings, but the beginning sound or sounds will be a little bit different. Let's practice some together. I say it, you say it. Pig, dig. Your turn. Pig, dig are rhyming words. They both have ig at the end. Let's try another one. Wet, pet. You say it. Wet, pet. Both of them have et at the end. Let's listen to these 3 picture sounds and words and decide which ones rhyme. Pit, hen, sit. Listen to the endings and color the 2 pictures that rhyme. Now we're going to go on to our retelling. You've been doing this each day so far. I'm going to read you a story, and you're going to think about what happened first, what happened second, number 2, and what happened third, number 3. Listen to the story. I love going to the lake. We hiked on all the trails. Then we had a picnic. After we ate our picnic, we went boating. It was such a fun day with my family at the lake. These 3 things happened in the story. A picnic, going on a boat, going for a hike. Think about which one happened first and draw a line from the number 1 to that picture. Then what happened next? And then which one happened last? Number 3. You decide and draw your lines. Now we're going to do syllables. You've also been practicing this. Remember, syllables are chunks in words. Every word has chunks, and they each have a different amount of syllables. You can clap them, you can tap them, and today I'm going to teach you a new way to figure out syllables. Let's try some together. So let's do the word pickle. You can clap it, pickle. You can tap it, pickle. How many did it have? 2 syllables. But you can also use your chin in your hand. You can put your hand right under your chin and say the word pickle real big and count how many times your chin touches your hand. Let's try it. Pickle. It did touch 2 times. Let's try another one. Lamp. Let's do the word lamp. Remember, don't let it touch yet and say the word big. Lamp. That only touched 1 time. Let's clap lamp. Lamp. Tap it. Lamp. It's only 1 syllable. Try that trick today as you decide how many syllables the word whale has. Then color the number to go with it. Then you can check that sheet off of your list. What's next? Numbers. Today is our 4th day in our workbook, and we're also working on number 4. And look at this. If I count them, I think we're going to write the number 4 times. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's a day of 4s. Just like numbers, just like letters, numbers also start at the top when you're making them. And I like to say this little chant when I'm making number 4. I'm going to start at the star, down, slide right, cut it in 2. Let's try that again. Start at the star, down, slide right, and cut it in 2. Go again, down, slide right, cut it in 2. You can do the last one by yourself. I bet you're really good at counting. Next, we're going to do some counting. We're going to count how many spiders are on the webs. Do you like spiders? I don't mind spiders. They eat insects that I don't like mosquitoes. You're going to count how many spiders are in each web and then circle the number. Then you're going to look at these shapes and decide which shapes are the same. You're going to trace the 2 shapes that are the same. Let's look at our shapes. Oval, star, star. Think about the 2 that are the same and trace right on top of those dotted lines to show the 2 that are the same. We have another page done, so check it off your list. And let's see what's next. Oh, it's that scissor practice. You learned the other day how to use your scissors, so don't forget all those things that we taught you about scissors. Let's look at the scissors. Remember, scissors have a big hole and a small hole. Put your 2 fingers in the big hole and your thumb in the small hole. And then you're going to make sure your elbow touches your side and you're going to open and shut like we showed you already. This time you're going to be cutting on top of the dotted lines to make curves. It looks like a rainbow, doesn't it? Now, when you start cutting, remember, that doesn't come all the way to the end. So you have to kind of imagine where it would start and then start cutting. Open, shut, open, shut. This is my helper hand. It helps me move the paper. So put the paper in front of you. Open, shut, open, shut, open, shut, open, shut. I got that first one done. You're going to keep going just like we did to cut off all of the rainbow lines. I bet you're getting better at cutting already. Wow, after you're done with that, you can check that off. We're on our last sheet. This sheet is our fine motor practice. Fine motor is when you use your fingers and hands. And in kindergarten, you're going to use those a lot. So we have to practice getting them nice and strong to hold your pencil so you can cut, so you can twist things and build things. So let's do some practice. We're going to do some zigzag lines. Zigzag lines are not straight lines. They go back and forth, up and down, or across. And it kind of looks like the start of a triangle, doesn't it? If I would put a line right here, it would make a triangle. So we're going to try some zigzags. We're going to start on the star, down. Oh, that's a stop sign. I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to go right back up. This also looks like a letter V. Now we're going to do another one. Down, stop, and up. Don't get off the dotted lines. Now the next one, we're going to go up and then down. Pretend you're on a tightrope and you're walking on a tightrope and there are alligators underneath. You can't fall off, so don't get off that line. Up, be careful. Don't let the alligators get you. Stop. And then go straight down. Good. You're going to do all of those. Our last thing says, draw a line to match the objects that are the same. Same means they look alike. So there's a truck and a strawberry. You're just going to draw a line from the dot to the one that's the same. Practice writing those lines again. We got that one done. We can check it off. And that means we're done with all of our worksheets. But I wanted to teach you a secret for kindergarten. In kindergarten, it's really, really important to listen to your teacher when they're talking. And a couple of days ago, a teacher taught you about how important it is to sit and be still and look at your teacher and listen. Today, I'm going to teach you another trick that's going to help you when you're sitting and listening. It's called a bubble. Did you know in kindergarten you can put a magic bubble in your mouth and it will help you sit still and listen to your teacher? And it goes just like this. That's my bubble. That's all it is. You put an imaginary bubble in your mouth. And that bubble helps you from saying things that you're not supposed to say or saying things at times that you're not supposed to be talking. And sometimes it's really, really hard because your teacher might be talking and you, oh, I thought of something I wanted to tell you about that. And you might say it, but it's not your turn to talk. In kindergarten, it's really hard to remember to take turns, but that bubble will help you. Here's another thing. When your teacher wants you to talk, she will call on you, and you have to show her that you have something to say by raising your hand. But the hard part is when you put your hand up, your mouth just wants to say what it was going to say, and your teacher doesn't want you to do that. So this is how you can use your bubble when you're raising your hand. When your hand goes up, it's like that imaginary bubble goes in your mouth as soon as your hand gets close to your mouth. Watch how it works. Did you see that? Let's try again. You try it. And my hand is up, so my teacher knows I have something to say. And my bubble is in the whole time. Because guess what? If you have something to say and your bubble's not in and you say it out loud, the teacher won't call on you. And I know you have important things to say and you want to share something. So you have to make sure when your hand goes up, your bubble goes in too, and that bubble stays in. Now, sometimes you have something really important to say and you have your hand up and you have your bubble in and you're waiting and the teacher doesn't call on you. You still can't shout it out. It just means it has to wait. And you just put your hand down and you wait. Now, this magic bubble works really good when you're sitting on the carpet listening to the teacher, when you're listening to a story, when you're sitting at your table seat, lots of different times. But it doesn't just work with your teacher. It can work in the cafeteria when you're eating lunch and you need something. It can work when you are in special classes like music and art and PE. And a really good place that it works is when you're standing in line. In kindergarten, you're going to have to stand in line and wait your turn a lot, or you're going to have to stand in line to walk to different places. And the bubble works there too. When you're standing in line, usually your teacher wants your hands behind your back, locked there, so we're not touching other people or things that we're not supposed to. And when your hands are locked, you can put that bubble in, and it will help you be really quiet in the hallways. The hallways are a super quiet place at school. So I want you to practice that bubble. You can practice with mom and dad. Have them ask you a question, and you can raise your hand and wait your turn. I loved teaching you your worksheets today, and don't forget that bubble trick. I'll see you again soon.